Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another Sims 4 speed build. So in today's video I am going to be building a house that I have decided to call Bayou Beauty. It's a 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom, little country inspired house. It's on a pretty big piece of land. It's like a 50 by 50 lot, but it's a pretty small house. So I wanted to do something that sort of looks like it would belong in like the bayou or the swamp area outside of Louisiana, which if you didn't know, Willow Creek is supposed to be loosely based off of New Orleans. So I wanted to do something that would sort of blend in with Willow Creek, but that we didn't already have in the game, if that makes any sense. So yes, so this is a small little house. It's very like country-ish inspired. It's very cluttered on the inside, which I'm sure you saw some of that in the intro video. And there's just 2 bedrooms. It's like a master bedroom and then a kid's bedroom, and that's it. But I figured the house itself, this is a house that's not really meant for anyone who's going to be spending tons and tons of time in their house. They're like outdoorsy people. So the property actually has 2 separate fishing holes on it, which if you're trying to fish, this would be a great place to go. Because if you didn't know, in the debug menu, you can actually place the pre-made fishing ponds that you can get in, the parks in Willow Creek and Oasis Springs. Those pre-made ponds are available. So I placed the one for uncommon fish and the one for common fish. I didn't want to do the one for rare fish. I thought about it, but I decided against it because I thought that felt like it could be cheating. But yeah, so if you didn't know that, you can actually get those ponds in your game, as long as you have the space for them on your lot, you can place them on pretty much any lot in the game. So there's a good tip for you. So this is a little house. Originally, I wanted to do a house that was up on stilts, but there isn't a good way to do that in the game, because if you try to make separate pieces of foundation, represent stilts, when you go to attach them, it says block conflict error or something like that. I don't know. It wouldn't let me do it. So, because I tried that first. So I used the lattice looking foundation paint to kind of make it look like it was up elevated more. I don't know. I liked that in The Sims 3. I think it came out right before Isla Paradiso or Island Paradise or whatever came out, where we had the ability to make stilted foundations, which that was so nice. But yeah, so I used a lot of older style furnishings, very traditional. I used my favorite, that old stove and refrigerator in the kitchen, which I wanted to use them in a different swatch because I feel like I use them a lot, but I always use the default swatch that's a blacker color instead of a brown. And it's really hard to get stuff that matches it. I don't know. And just in general, I feel like a lot of our cabinets in The Sims 4 look too nice. I wanted something that looked a little bit more shabby. This is probably the closest thing that we have. It's a little bit more country, traditional styled. But it still, in my opinion, looks a little bit too nice. So, because the only, shabby counters that we have that came out with City Living are, the modern looking ones, but they're, the cheapy modern ones. So yeah, that, but what else is new? There's always stuff that I want more of in this game, and, that's just the very long list. So this was kind of fun. I used these 2 random tables from the Laundry Day stuff pack and kind of pushed them together to make, an older styled, not a bureau. Oh my god, why can I not think of the word? It's the piece of furniture where you put, your dishes in. Not a china cabinet. A buffet. There it is. A buffet. I knew I would get there eventually. Yeah. See, this is the problem with having a small child, is that I have to record, once she's asleep. And by the time she's asleep, I'm exhausted. She's only 3 months old. This is not good. I'm already so tired, all the time. And now my dog is like starting to get jealous. Like I think she's starting to realize that like the baby isn't going away anytime soon. And so now she'll like try to position herself. Like if I'm on the floor playing with Mary, our dog will come over and like just get in between the two of us. Like, hello, I'm here. Did you forget about me? So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot between the two of them, and I'm very tired. So yeah, if I'm a little brain dead, that's why. So I think I used mostly stuff from, well, obviously base game, but then a lot of stuff from Cats and Dogs, Laundry Day stuff pack, and I think there's a pretty good amount of like Parenthood, and then there's like 1 or 2 items from various other packs. Like there's like 1 thing from Get to Work, 1 thing from Spa Day. But yeah, so I feel like Cats and Dogs and Laundry Day in particular, they both have a lot of like really like traditional looking items. Also, okay, this fireplace in the living room drives me crazy. You can't snap anything onto the mantle, which you obviously should be able to, but like nothing goes there. Instead, the slots for that item are on top of the fireplace. Like, what? That doesn't even make sense. Like, I don't understand. So I tried to like get something to fit on there, but it's just hard. And then I keep trying to do this trick. I saw this trick in a video like months ago where you use the wall shelf and then you place items like that singular floating wall shelf, which, you know, as of, well, today when this video comes out, but in a couple of days when I'm recording it, we're getting the white variant of that shelf patched into the game, finally. It's only been like, you know, 4.5 years, but hey, better late than never. But yeah, so you take that shelf and then you place the items that you want to sit on the shelf, and then instead of trying to position the items to fit onto a shelf where it like doesn't quite fit correctly using the cheat where you can move objects up, you just sort of free place the shelf instead, and it sort of like hides the shelf but makes it look like the objects are sitting on the mantelpiece. But I can never get it to work correctly, so yeah. There's that. So yeah, I liked doing this build. Oh no, I'm yawning. Oh god, I'm so sorry. Yeah, I'm very tired. And I actually, this build, even though like it's not a very, I don't want to say it's not an intricate house. Like the exterior is very like plain looking. It's very simple. But there's a lot of details on the inside of the house, but I still wound up having to do this over the course of a couple of days because, you know, I don't get to play my games for as long as I would like to anymore. Like, yo, if you're out there right now and you don't have kids and you play The Sims, I want you to sit down and play The Sims for more than 3 hours straight without getting up and enjoy that feeling. Hang on to that feeling, because if you ever have kids, you will not get that feeling again for a very long time. And appreciate it, because Lord knows I did not appreciate the ability to like sit down and do something uninterrupted for like 3 hours straight, like when I had the chance. Like, I'm not even kidding. So I had a haircut last week, and the girl who does my hair has a 1.5-year-old baby, and she was telling me how when she first had her kid, like she and her husband would have like, you know, date nights and stuff, but instead of like going out somewhere and going out to dinner and a movie or something, they would just go back to their house like without their baby and just lay on the couch and watch TV together. Which sounds like so silly, but at the same time, like, you don't... Oh yeah, I put a machete in this build. I forgot all about that. You know, you have to protect yourself out in the bayou. That's all I'm gonna say about that. But yeah, so it sounds crazy, but like the ability to sit there and do anything, because little kids, like babies, need to be fed every 3 hours at most. Now granted, I'm lucky in that my daughter essentially sleeps, you know, through the night. I mean, she wakes up at like 6 a.m., which is a little bit early for me personally, but like that's considered sleeping through the night because she goes more than like 6 hours without a bottle overnight, which is great. But even still, during the day, it's like every 3 hours, like clockwork. So I have to like plan my time around that. And it's not like she's getting older now, so it's not like I feed her and she falls back asleep and like that's that. No, now she wants to play, which is great, and I love playing with her, but then that also then cuts into like time that I need to do things. So like instead of being able to like feed her, lay her down, she'll sleep until the next time she needs to be fed, and in that time I can do the things that I need to do and also the things that I want to do. Now I can do like some of the things that I need to do, and then I have to wait till the next cycle to finish those things. So basically things are not getting done around here. It's kind of tough, which, you know, I realize that as she gets older then like the parenting challenges will change, but for right now it's just like time. Time is the big challenge. But anyways, so after talking to my hairdresser about this, I was like, this is a really good idea. Except that I wouldn't use that like date night to watch TV. I would use it to play The Sims. And so my husband and I have agreed that the next time that there is an expansion pack that comes out, we are going to have either his parents or my parents watch our daughter for like a full day at their house. So we don't have to like be interrupted all the time. And then I can just sit there and play my game. And honestly, I want the Sims team to announce a new expansion pack right here, right now, so I know when this day will come. Because, I mean, now granted, we do know that we'll be getting a new expansion pack, a new game pack, and a new stuff pack sometime in the next 6 months. But I need dates. Please, Sims team, I need a break. Please tell me when the next pack will come out so I can plan. But no, I mean, of course, I love my daughter. I really do. Like, oh my god. Especially in the mornings, because then I miss her overnight. I really do. It's so sad. Because, and granted, if I was being woken up all night long, I probably wouldn't miss her. But, because we went through that, like, a week or so ago, because we're trying to, like, get her to sleep without being swaddled, because now she's rolling over, and that's dangerous. So, like, the first few nights without the swaddle, those were rough. But now I'm like, oh, I miss her overnight again. But yeah, the first thing that she sees in the morning, like when she first sees me in the morning or sees my husband in the morning, and her face lights up and she gets this big grin, like, oh, hello, I know you. Oh my god, it is the best feeling in the world. Like, don't get me wrong, I really do. I love being a mom. I love spending time with my kid. It seriously is like, it's life-changing. It's just, yeah. But at the same time, I also miss being able to do, not just play The Sims. I can't do anything for more than 3 hours at a time without being interrupted. And in all honesty, it's less than that, because by the time she's fed, well, changed and fed, and then has playtime, and then actually falls asleep, it's usually about like 2 hours or so at most, and that's if I'm lucky. Usually it's like about an hour to an hour and a half of time to like get stuff done. But yeah, so that part's not so great. So anyways, back to the build. I've really strayed from the original topic of conversation here. Also, so the very first song in this video, when I was picking out music, I was listening to it and I was like, this song really reminds me of Red Dead Redemption. Like, it reminds me specifically of like when you're in Lemoyne, which makes sense because Lemoyne is based off of like rural Louisiana. So very fitting for this build. But yeah, I listened to it and I was like, oh my god, this is almost like beat for beat, exactly the same song. And then I remembered how much I loved playing that game, and I kind of miss it because I played it a lot when I was pregnant, and I haven't played it I haven't played it at all since I gave birth, because even though I would have liked to, I just didn't have the time to, like, or the extra energy to those first few weeks. And now I'm so far, like, it's like out of habit. You know, like The Sims, I will never lose that habit, but other games, like if I don't play them for a while, it's really hard for me to go back to them sometime. So, and Red Dead's kind of like that. But then I'm like, I really, like, it's such a good game, and I never actually finished the story. I mean, I saw the story, I watched my husband play it completely, and I intentionally didn't want to finish the story all the way, but I also didn't get as far as I would have liked. Like, basically, I was sort of stuck in chapter 2 by my own accord and just doing like all the different collections and like the hunting missions and things like that, like not actually progressing the story very far because I don't like how the story ends and it makes me sad. Yeah. So anyways, so this is the Bayou Beauty. It's available for download on the Sims 4 gallery right now. There's no custom content, although I did use a decent amount of moved objects in this house, and of course I have items from the debug menu. But luckily there's debug items, you don't need to like turn on anything to place them, and they just, you know, they come with the house. So yeah, so you can find this house either by searching for my origin ID, which is Mrs. Tomato 1018, or by searching for the hashtag Mrs. Tomato 1018. And as always, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, you can do so down below. I put up a new video every Tuesday. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!